morning, everyone. This is the section of our morning called Intersection. Intersection. Where we talk about culture intersecting with the way of Jesus and speaking to something going on in culture. And we normally pick one thing for this, but today I have decided that I have picked multiple things, and we'll just do sort of a shotgun blast of intersecting. Is that a word? Intersecting, not intersection, intersections. I feel like a good old lighthearted topic for intersection today might just be, to just start us off, the end of the world. The end is near. It is upon us, some people say, according to a Washington Post article that I read the headline of this morning, says, Christians believe that the end is upon us. And then just a few articles down, I believe it was like Globe and Mail, it's like, Christians who actually study don't believe the end is upon us. And I had this conversation with a guy the other day. I just started a new job as the chaplain up at the hospital. It's a very intense thing. I will speak a little more about that in my message, but I got a call, and to keep all things confidential, I got a call from a guy who wanted to talk. And he basically, I showed up and he shared with me for about an hour everything he knew about the Bible and everything he knew about spirituality and following Jesus, and like quoting so many like things that I feel like I've heard like really well-spoken pastors quote before, and just like lots of slick one-liners, and like, I don't know, I was just kind of like, I feel like you're just regurgitating like sermons to me for an hour, just like being preached at by this guy. But he was talking about, and it was very, very interesting actually. We ended up having a great conversation, and he brought up the end of the world, the mark of the beast, how we are in the end, and kind of got going on a tangent about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is wild. And then I look on news this morning to see what is for intersection current events happening that I can speak to this morning for intersection. And the things that are happening. So Putin is deciding to force people to sign up. They have to enlist. He's forcing people to enlist to fight this ridiculous war that is going on. And he's forcing people into that, which is kind of crazy. And so there's giant protests, and there's people really pushing back against it, which is fair enough. And then just, one article down, it's like hurricane sweeps the east coast of Canada and just like obliterates a huge portion of the east coast, this massive hurricane. And looking at all of this and just going like, the end is upon us, And so where does all of this, because I think even if you don't believe, even if you're like, okay, those Christians are super weird, they're out there, talking about the end, I think there's this underlying feeling like things aren't quite okay. Even though I'm not on that trip that those weird Christian Jesus people are on, I kind of don't feel okay either. Like there's something coming. It feels like a little bit shaky. And Jesus speaks directly to this. It's kind of an intense way to start our morning. I wasn't planning on doing this. I didn't even have an intersection plan for us this morning. And then I woke up and went, oh crap, I haven't done intersection. So I, looked at the news and went, I should probably talk about the end of the world. So Matthew 24, Jesus tells them, and I don't have it on the screen, so you just have to listen with your ears and your hearts, mostly your hearts. Don't let anyone mislead you, for many will come in my name, claiming I am the Messiah. They will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. Nation will go to war against nation, and the kingdoms against kingdoms. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. But all this is only the first of the birth pains, which there's more to come. Talking about this this end, this new thing that's coming, but there's a terrible thing prior. Then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You'll be hated all over the world because you are my followers, and many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and will deceive many people. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. And the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come. Interesting. The end of the world. It will come, but not immediately. These are just the beginning parts. So my encouragement in all of this as Jesus followers, and I think as the best part of all of this, the lighthearted bit of what I even trying to get at, is Jesus, this is the end of his gospel, the gospel of Matthew. At the end of the gospel of John, he leaves them and he says, my peace I leave with you. In this world you will have trouble, but my peace I leave with you. And I think that's going to be a major part of what actually is sort of evidence and even like a witness to the world around us of who Jesus is that we walk in peace in the midst of what feels like the end. Instead of walking in, the end is near, we walk in, Jesus is Lord. And yes, these things will happen, and the love of many will grow cold. But man, if you keep your eyes on Jesus, the love of God will be in you and with you, and the peace of God will walk with you. And I think that's a huge piece of where culture intersects with Jesus and how we can actually be a light in a dark place where people are kind of, even if they don't believe, thinking about it and going like, something might be coming. I'm not sure about that. Let's follow Jesus. Let's keep our eyes on him. Let's make the main thing, and the other things, let's make those second. Yeah? Cool. I want to invite